Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble. But this is just the beginning, Spidey fans. So get ready for a true superhero action thriller, packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, more supervillains than you can shake a web at, and of course, non-stop web-slinging, wall-crawling action.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a podcast. We're not even going to really label it. This is just the Spider-Man No Way Home podcast. Where we are not even going to bother with no spoilers. You can't really talk about this movie without spoiling the ever-loving shit out of it. So this is spoilers. If you do not want spoilers, then do not watch this fucking podcast. And also, Sinister Sheep is my YouTube channel. And with me, we have Markeith Black. Say hello to the people, Markeith.
Oh, man.
Wow, are you
Okay.
really eating during a podcast? Oh my god.
How fucking dare
How
you?
unprofessional.
Oh my god, Peter, are you drinking during a podcast?
People
It's
drink during
Spanish
podcasts.
Speaking of drinking during podcasts, you should check out Anime on the Rocks featuring me and Peter.
Yeah.
Fucking ad is just fucking, is that?
Yo,
That
let's
was
just
good.
Let's call him, fuck this. Let's call him Shill. Sinister Shill. Sinister Shill.
Sinister Shill.
Sinister Shill, bro. But Markeith,
Absolutely.
introduce yourself, please.
Oh, yeah, hi, I'm Markeith.
Nice.
All right, Peter, introduce yourself.
I'm Peter. What's up, guys? I'm cute.
Not Peter Parker. Right there. Knee slapper.
One of my friends, their name is Phantom, and they called me. They said that I'm. Don't worry about it, Markeith. They did, so be respectful, bro.
Dibs on what? I'm
cutting this. I'm cutting this.
yeah, please do. This is pointless.
But they
Anyways,
said that I look like Tobey Maguire. That's why I brought it up.
What?
You don't look like you're 30 years old and depressed.
Are you sure about that? According
Well,
to a lot of people,
maybe the
I look
age
like
gap
an old
one.
Man. Like I look like a boomer.
Yeah, you kind of got the Cody Go look going for you, where I'm not sure if you're young or old. Anyways, so just a quick rundown of, I guess, our Spider-Man experience or whatever, just real quick. Elementary school was Tobey Maguire for me, just straight up. And then middle school was, I believe, the Amazing Spider-Man. And then senior year of high school was Tom Holland when he was in Civil War. And then college, obviously, the rest of his movies. So that's like my Spider-Man journey. Yeah, I would say just generalizing, the original trilogy is great. I actually do like Spider-Man 3. I know it kind of sucks, but it's so bad it's good for me. Spider-Man 2 is really good. And then Amazing Spider-Man, I've always held the belief that Andrew Garfield is a great Peter Parker, and he's like the most comic book accurate. But unfortunately, he wasn't given the right material, so that's why those movies suffer a lot of the times. And Tom Holland is good. I really like him. He looks definitely like a high schooler, so that's a good change. Besides a bunch of 30-year-olds trying to play high schoolers. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so that's just my general overview. Whoever wants to go.
So I saw this spider just like swinging in New York City. I thought, yo, that shit was cool. And Tom's cute. And
Who's the most attractive Spider-Man? Is it Andrew?
Can I
Toby,
finish my damn story?
or Tom?
Yeah, God. Like, you fucking interrupt him, bro. Have a little respect,
I do.
dude.
I interrupt him a lot. I'm
Damn.
sorry.
But to answer your question, it's Andrew Garfield. Markeith, please go.
Thank you. Then Spider-Verse came. I'm like, yo, Team Miles Morales all fucking day. And then, yeah, I'm here.
Word.
When I was a kid, I watched the 1977 live-action show of the Amazing Spider-Man. I watched Spider-Man and his Spectacular Friends or whatever. I watched the Spider-Man cartoon.
Which one, the 90s one or
yeah, the
Spectaculars?
90 ones when they had like the X-Men and all that shit at the same time.
Yeah.
And then
Shocker!
I watched the movies with Toby. Didn't really care enough for the Andrew Garfield ones. And then I watched Spider-Man, Homecoming and Far From Home. And I played the games. I've played a bunch of Spider-Man games, into Web of Shadows, Ultimate Alliance, where I only played as Spider-Man the entire time. I like Spider-Man. He's literally my namesake, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, Spider-Man is like just the ultimate like superhero, pretty much. He's definitely in my top 5. But without further ado, let us get into the movie. So overall, what did you guys think?
It's the best MCU movie ever made.
Wow. Okay, that's coming out swinging.
It's fucking good.
Swinging.
Fucking
Shut up! Get out of here!
No, it's
there goes my eardrums.
It's literally. I mean, everyone rags on me because I rag on MCU a lot in a lot of those movies. But before the podcast was recorded, I even told Markeith I think this is a legitimately good MCU movie and movie in general. You know, usually with MCU movies, I kind of like, oh, it's an MCU movie, so I won't really judge it too harshly. But like, no, this is a great Spider-Man film. Like, it's probably one of the darkest ones, honestly. Like, it goes places where, like, I don't think any other Spider-Man movie has gone before.
It goes from like Broadway to East Side to Uptown New York. It goes a lot of places. It goes Statue of Liberty. No, I'm just making fun of you because you're like, it goes places. It's deep. It's dark.
Oh.
It's dark. Are you kidding me? How did we forget Spider-Man 3? No, that's dark, all right?
No, it's not. It's so it tries to be, but it's not.
Are you kidding me? When Peter Parker goes like
There's a reason why we got Sandman instead of Topher Grace Venom.
Hey, Parker. So stupid.
Markeith, what did you think of it?
Yeah, like I already said what I said. It's already it's great. I loved it a lot, man. As Jack said, it does go to some very dark places, and the ending is just so bleak, man. It's just like, God fucking damn.
I love the ending because it's both bleak, but it still carries that Spider-Man hopefulness. Because, like, in Spider-Man comics, it's not as bad as Daredevil, but, like, most of the time at the end of a run, like, Peter has to be, like, miserable by the end of it. Most of the time. Like, the editorial staff is like, alright, he needs to be in a dark place by the end of this, but still be Spider-Man. And I felt like that ending was... It's kind of like how Empire Strikes Back was, where it's like, yay, they're, like, alive, but, like, this is still some bad territory we're in, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Also, I really like the new Spider-Man suit. Like, it's homemade, and it looks like the most classic version of the suit, and I really like it.
I wouldn't really consider the end. I know we're jumping right into the ending of it at the very beginning of the podcast, but
I mean, fuck it, it's spoilers. We're gonna be jumping around.
So, just to give context, Peter Parker, to revert what he did by bringing back all these different villains and shit, he tells Doctor Strange to let the entire world forget about Peter Parker, including everybody he cares about. So nobody remembers who he is, and it ends with him just kind of like living in a shitty apartment, but he's still Spider-Man. I feel like it's more bittersweet in the context of the universe. Yes, it fucking sucks. It's terrible. He has nobody left. Aunt May's dead. Happy doesn't remember him. Like, he has no one. He can't even talk to MJ. But as a fan, as a viewer of this content, it's like, no, this is like the Peter Parker that we should have had from the beginning. a loser with nothing, but is amazing with the suit on. Like his famous mantra in his first comic is like, the world may make fun of Peter Parker, but they will gale at the marvelous Spider-Man. Like that's supposed to be the thing. Peter Parker is a nobody that no one really cares about, but he's like a good guy. But Spider-Man is his better self, his cooler self that he likes. He can still be charming, he can still be sweet, and that's what he develops as Spider-Man. But now we're like, it's like a reset. They literally reset the character, and I like that. I liked it very much. And yes, I do like his costume too. I hope they put it in Spider-Man 2 in the video game so we can wear it. I think that'll be cool. But yeah, I like it. I'm glad he's not some rich kid anymore. Like, straight up. Like, I never really cared about it like a lot of people did, but I'm glad it's back to the roots.
A lot of people always complain, including me, was just like, oh, this Spider-Man kind of feels cheated because, I mean, he gets his own Iron Man suit basically from the get-go. Like, it kind of sucks or whatever. Whereas, like, this one, I feel like, and a lot of people have been saying this, like, this whole trilogy has been gearing up toward the actual Spider-Man that we all know and love. Like, this whole trilogy is just kind of like him getting his footing, and now we can actually see the real Spider-Man. Where they go from there, I want to get to later in the podcast because I have a couple of theories or what I would like to see.
Oh, like how they're gonna, like Sony and Marvel are gonna like handle Spider-Man afterwards,
or just Spider-Man moving forward, basically. Yeah. But anyways, let's talk more about the movie. So before we get into the Spider-Man, let's get into the villains. Willem Dafoe, holy shit! Like, this is like so good as Green Goblin. And I love how, like, because Peter throughout this whole trilogy has, you know, like, Vulture, what was he, like, stealing money or something like that? I don't even really remember. And then, like, Mysterio just wanted the Stark glasses or whatever. Like, very, like, yeah, they're evil, but, like, you know, on a street level thing. Whereas, like, Green Goblin is the one villain that just likes to kill. Like, he's just, like, batshit crazy, you know?
Wakes up and chooses violence.
Exactly. Willem Dafoe was just like, hey, I was in Lighthouse, let me bring that same energy. But with less homoeroticism. But I mean, I got so giddy when they opened up with him and, like, he's in an alley and that mask is hanging and that mask is speaking to him, like in the first movie. I was like, okay, this is good. All right, I'm into this. Yeah, so Green Goblin was the outstanding performance for me. If anyone else wants to chime in on that.
Yeah, I also thought that Green Goblin was very powerful in his scenes, especially when he was whooping Peter's ass.
Bruh.
Dude, Batista bombing him, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did you notice that they actually did a move from the Spider-Man game where Peter grabs, where he jumps and then grabs the floor with his webs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was like looking at that. I was like, does this motherfucker hit the triangle plus O like on his midget?
Oh yeah, have you seen that meme of Willem Dafoe? Like, Green Goblin looking above his head with the X and the O.
Finishing combat move.
But yeah, he was fucking his ass up. Another one of my favorites though was also Doc Ock, and how he legitimately had like that change in his character, like literally from the one thing that kind of fucked him up in the Spider-Man 2. Right. So yeah, it was kind of nice to see that because we just did get like an alternative what if like, you know, Peter like actually helped him out besides trying to kill him.
Well, I think that's what's so cool about this movie, but let me let you continue first before I say something.
Yeah. But overall, though, and what's it called? I also like Jamie Foxx's Electro, and I also like how they didn't make him a whole blue fucking...
Yeah.
What was the reasoning behind why he was like that? Like, in that motif?
It's different energy or whatever. I think some people have explained it like, I guess in one of the Iron Man movies, or in one of the movies featuring Iron Man, like he makes this new energy source for like the world or whatever, and like that electricity is different or whatever. Or I don't know if it was confirmed or something, but people are saying it like that. It could just be like, oh, it's a different universe, therefore different electricity, or something like that.
We're saving money in post-production, so we don't have to fucking CGI a blue Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I will say I like how when he used his electric powers, he had like the mask flare up for like a brief second or whatever. That was pretty cool. That was a cool callback without it being looking really stupid.
Oh, and Pierre, backing off what you said, you know, also at the same time, we have Jamie fucking Foxx. Why we want him to look like a fucking Dr. Manhattan on crack? Like,
Yo, for real though, yeah.
Dr. Manhattan without the penis, I don't want it. Give me the penis or give me nothing. Don't use that sound clip, please.
No, I'm keeping that in and I'm bass boosting it too.
I'm gonna
because it's isolated. You were the only one. Yeah, you were the only one talking there, JJ. So I can clearly edit that.
I'm putting it on my meme folder. Congratulations,
you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
What lawyers?
The Black Hudson lawyers.
To kind of go off what you were saying,
I'm in
the Black Hudson legal team.
Yeah, it's just you two arguing with each other. That was fucked up. Can't believe Peter would do that. I'm not even in the room. It's just you two arguing.
Yeah.
I show up with like coffees and donuts. I'm like, hey guys.
That's the whole next podcast. That's entirely it. It's like a divorce court. That would be amazing. That would be so good.
And but to go off what you were saying, Markeith, yeah, I think I like that that they, because like in the original series for those two, Doc Ock and Green Goblin, like they died to their own machinations. It really wasn't Peter Parker's fault. Like with Willem Dafoe, he sensed that the glider was going to hit him. He had the reflexes to jump out of the way, and it hit Willem Dafoe. He died to his own design. And then same thing with Doc Ock. He died because he tried to make the sun, and at the last minute, he decided his only way to redeem himself, because he kind of like was good at the very end of the movie. Like, for a split second, he decided to take in the sun and like kill himself and drown.
Yeah.
So
yep.
Like, so for this, it's really cool that like instead of watching them kill themselves, Tom Holland Spider-Man wanted to help them because of what Aunt May said. But
yeah,
you know, in terms of like the standout villain, I think Doc Ock was amazing. I love Willem Dafoe's performance, don't get me wrong, but I just love like the way Dr. Octavius just acted and like playing with like that one scene where he's talking to himself and MJ and Ned are like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, you guys don't know anything. Okay, so Doc Ock, I'm Doc Ock. It's like that. Like he's just talking to us. I thought that was cool. Like, I mean, obviously Willem Dafoe does that too, but you know, he just does a great performance. They both like are carrying this film in terms of the villain side.
Those three are really good. I feel like with Sandman and Lizard, they really didn't want to be there, so like it was just like a lot, because like the voice acting you can kind of tell was kind of like a little hammy, but like, you know, they did show up in the end. But yeah, I mean, those were just like, obviously they weren't going to be paid special attention to, because like Lizard is so goofy, and I love how they actually made fun of like he just wanted to turn a bunch of people into lizards and how that makes literally no sense. And they really did a 180 with Jamie Foxx's character. Like Elektra was actually kind of a decent character, as opposed to Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I just really like, I feel like out of all the villains, like Willem Dafoe was just like that much more menacing, because like there's a reason why he shows up like at the very end while all the villains are fighting out the other Spider-Man, and he's the last one, is because like he's kind of the one that started it all with the first movie, and now it's gonna end with him. At least that's how I saw it or whatever. And he is just the most evil one. Like one moment in particular was like when Peter from the MCU is just beating the shit out of him, and instead of like grunting or whatever, he's laughing in front of his face. Like that is just like such a chilling moment, and that's just pure Green Goblin. Whereas, like, if it wasn't solidified now, it definitely now is that, like, Willem Dafoe is like the only Green Goblin, basically. Like, he just embodies that character perfectly. I also like, he works without the mask, you know. Like, I like how he had his body armor and then just like a cloak, basically. Like, he looked like a badass. I like Hobo Green Goblin. It looks cool. But yeah, again, just to go off of what Peter said, and I think this is the focal point of the movie, is that this Spider-Man wants to actively help these villains, and that could have been done very corny and cheesy, but I actually felt like it was done very well. And I really like the pacing in this movie because, like, it's not just all action balls to the wall. It's actually, there's a lot of slow down time where, like, these characters actually get to talk to one another and speak to one another and, like, actually have these really awesome character moments. Like, Norman Osborn helping Peter Parker find the chip thingy to help out Dr. Octopus or whatever. Like, that's generally a cool moment. And I didn't know that I wanted that moment until it happened. And I was like, you know, this is really awesome character writing and stuff. And you could tell the people writing this film really have a love and appreciation for these movies. Kind of thing.
And, like, kind of to go off of that, like watching this whole movie kind of reminded me of the PS4 Spider-Man in the relationship that Peter in the MCU has with Doc Ock and Green Goblin. Like, this whole, like, oh, we're all sciencey, nerdy losers. We can all talk to each other and like make cool shit, and like you get those same interactions in the game between Peter and Doc Ock, and you kind of wish that continued in this like a lot. And it, like, I was just like, damn, now that Doc Ock is like a good person after like they fix his chip, like I would love to see Dr. Octavius in this version of Peter Parker, like building crazy shit, next level beyond like Tony Stark. Because like they've got his stuff, like Tony Stark shit is like a base point, but now like they can go further. They could do like the whole fucking in the comics where Peter Parker has his own fucking industry, even though no one really liked those comics, but it would still be cool. But yeah, you could tell they were taking from like a lot of different sources besides just the books, like deadass. Like I could feel like Spider-Verse vibes. I could feel PlayStation 4 Spider-Man in this. Like, they didn't just focus solely on the comics here or the other movies. They did, like, everything. They encompassed literally all Spider-Man media in this movie to make it as, like, approachable for a wider audience.
Yeah. What about you, Markeith? What do you think about, like, the villain dichotomy and stuff like that?
They pretty good.
Nice, dude. Nice.
You know, I'm something of a podcaster myself.
Okay. Can we talk about some of the lines, though? I do want to talk about some of the lines. There was only one good fucking member, Barry, in terms of, like, the dialogue that I liked, and it was when Betty's character is just like, go get him, Tiger, or, Spider. I was like, oh, cool. Like, nobody else caught that in my theater. No one cheered. I was the only one that was like, yeah. Oh, you guys fucking idiots!
I got that, but like I was like, that's MJ though,
but
and I was like,
MJ's not the same MJ.
I know.
So
you know what we should talk about? Fucking Matt Murdock showing up. Daredevil. Yes.
I like how Kevin Feige is just like, hey guys, by the way, Charlie Cox's still interested in playing Daredevil, and we're gonna have him in these movies. I can't wait for the one he's going to appear in next, and it's just literally the next movie. Like,
no, I'm excited because like I really like those Netflix shows are like top tier. Like I love those shows. At least some of the seasons, not all of them. And like actually a bunch of that one was pretty good.
Sorry, keep going.
But like actually in the theater, that was, you know, I saw it opening night or whatever, and like. That one got like the least amount of claps because like I don't think people like understood like, wait, who is this guy kind of thing.
Oh no, my theater went fucking crazy.
No, yeah,
Did they?
Saw him.
Really?
Same, Markeith.
Yeah.
Markeith,
Yeah,
where did you go?
I went on opening night too.
Yeah.
I not around 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
my
like-
theater went fucking nutty when Matt Murdock showed up. That was the only time I actually like got crazy in theater. I was like,
Really?
Oh, fuck! Yeah.
Not when the other Spider-Man showed up.
Dude, spoilers!
Because that's
No,
when
they're
that's when
not in the
people
theater,
went
bro.
insane.
I'm that guy that's like they're the actors, the producers, nobody on this film came to watch this movie with you guys. They don't care. Stop clapping. Stop it. This isn't.
No.
I'm Martin
But it's-
Scorsese. Don't. This isn't a roller coaster ride. This is supposed to be cinema. Shut the fuck up. And my brother is like, shut up, Pete. You're being such a fucking Debbie Downer. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck
you literally are. It's opening night. Like, what did you expect?
Now, I will only accept like audience interruptions when like they're hilarious. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before on the podcast, but I'll reiterate it. On the opening night for Homecoming, when Vulture was revealed, like when Vulture and Peter Parker, like when the Vulture was revealed to be
The father.
The father
his
of
dad?
the girlfriend.
some guy in the background just screamed, "Oh shit!" like really loud, and the whole theater just erupted in laughter. It's the only time I will accept audience interruption. If it's just a monkey, adult baby. I love seeing Spider-Man.
Let it be known that Peter does not like to have a good time in the theater. All right.
I do. It's just shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch a movie.
I get it if it's a Martin Scorsese film, but it's a Marvel film, so like it's
Yeah,
just
I
there for fun.
know, but like.
Anyways,
shut the fuck up. Let me watch my
Eddie,
movie.
goddamn way. They're introducing Daredevil, which I really like, but please God, let it be still connected to the Netflix shows. I don't want this, like, oh, it's a softer version of Daredevil. No, let it be the TVMA Daredevil, goddammit, because that's the only way you can do Daredevil. You can't do it any other way. Fuck you if you even try. I really like this scene. This scene was really fun. This actually made me crack up when the brick is thrown and he catches it. And then, and then everyone's like, what the fuck? And he's like, I'm just a really good lawyer. And it's just left at that. I'm like, that's such a comic book quippy thing. And I really, it was so good. It was so good.
What I really like about that scene, or especially for people that haven't seen, like, who the fuck is this guy? And then you just see him do that shit, like, even if you haven't even seen a Netflix series and you know Daredevil is out, I don't know why those two would be polar opposites, but but like you kind of get like idea, oh, he's a superhero too. But yeah, that scene was obviously for people that have seen the Daredevil series.
Yeah.
What I really no, I'm fucking speaking.
All right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, JJ.
No, what I really like about this, everyone caught up on Hawkeye.
That's literally what I was just about to say.
I haven't seen the episode that just came out, but I saw the picture. Yeah.
So you already know.
So also spoilers for Hawkeye, whatever the fuck. Just skip like
Fuck you. Spoilers for
minute.
everything MCU, bitches.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like,
I'm trying to be courteous. Anyways,
fuck 'em.
go on, Markeith.
For Hawkeye spoilers, I mean, like,
It's
but,
not
like,
a good show, anyways.
It's not. It's fine, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, it's an okay DC show, but Disney show.
Fake ass
But-
fan.
What? Excuse me. DC is a completely different.
I can't believe you said it's DC. This is Marvel.
Oh, come on! Everyone knows this is like the Green Arrow show with fucking.
How fucking
Hawkeye is a beloved character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Literally, only has one good comic book run, and that is it.
Okay, Markeith, keep talking though about fucking Hawkeye.
Yeah.
please.
Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, all right. So in the Hawkeye series, ding, 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 it's fucking Kingpin. So it's like,
How
so now
excited do you think Kevin Feige was that shit lined up? He was just like, she's fucking yeah.
It's almost
He
like
is-
he's the fucking creative director and can literally line
Yeah,
it
but
up.
like when he was coming up with the idea, like when everything's gonna be slated, he's like,
I
this shit
bet
is about to be
you-
so fucking awesome.
I bet you every time Kevin Feige's fucking his wife now, she got the Spider-Man mask on.
Why you gotta take it to their personal lives, though? That's what I gotta ask. Like, why you gotta... On the very off chance...
Why are you
on
thinking
the,
that, Markeith?
On the
Why
0
is that
point...
in your head?
On the
Markeith,
0
do you go to bed at night and look up at your
point...
ceiling and say, man, I bet you right now Kevin Feige's fucking his wife with the Spider-Man mask off screaming, "That's right, Parker. That's right, Parker." Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Matt Murdock.
Yeah, and he like forces. Yeah, other nights he forces his wife to be blind. He's like, "Honey, I want you to not look at me."
Wait,
Like,
Oh, no,
why are
I
you
seem
thinking
to be
that,
lost,
Markeith?
sir,
That's so
and I
weird.
think I'm stuck.
yo, so you stop. You almost let me choke.
Yeah.
He also likes that,
that
too.
shit.
Anyways,
But-
Daredevil. I really like it. Thank God he's in the MCU. Hopefully it turns out to be good.
Right. Okay. But yeah, now back to Spider-Man though. Back on Peter's thing about one-liners. I know it's not like a one-liner, but when Jamie Foxx finally sees Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, he's like, "I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought you'd be black."
Yeah, that was great.
Yo, that was good because then they were
He's-
like being cheeky, like, oh, and then they were like, there probably is a black Spider-Man, and we're all like,
Yeah.
everyone in the theater's like, yeah,
Miles.
they're literally making another fucking
Say
Spider-Verse
his
movie.
name.
Speak his name. But then after that, Andrew Garfield is like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
just
I like that, how he
"Sorry, man,
apologized,
I don't know what to tell you. I'm not black.
Because he's like, you're a guy from Queens. I just would have figured it. He's like, yeah, sorry.
You're a guy from Queens who helps poor people is exactly
Yeah.
what Jamie Foxx said.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, what? How are you not black? It's like,
Yeah. But I want to get into just Peter's arc in this film because it goes from a 0 to 100 real quick. It starts out, he just wants everyone to forget it. He's Peter Parker just so his friends are able to go to college, basically. And then even Doctor Strange, I love how he points out, by the way, Doctor Strange is in this. There's a lot happening in this movie, but it doesn't feel overwhelming, surprisingly, which is like
Right.
incredible.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that, but yeah.
But basically, like, Doctor Strange is like, so you didn't even plead your case
Oh, right.
to the
Oh,
college
that was so
administration.
good. That was actually really funny.
And
He's
you
like-
wanted me to alter, like, essentially history, you fucking idiot. But it's such a Spider-Man move, you know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
yo,
he's not even
honestly.
thinking that. Like,
It's such a teenager move. I really wouldn't
Yeah,
consider I wouldn't consider it a Spider-Man only thing. It's like, oh,
I
let me
guess
go to
you're
the
right on that
extreme.
technicality. Go fuck yourself. Oh my god.
What? I'm not talking. What the fuck are you talking about? Like every teenager goes to the extreme before realizing there's a
No,
simple
I don't.
solution.
Just go ahead.
Fuck you, JJJ. You fucking cocksucker. That's all I have to say. Fuck you.
I think that's me.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you literally. But this guy,
No.
this motherfucker.
Damn.
Suck the biggest, meanest cock.
So anyway, socksucker number 2. What
What else do you
oh,
want to talk
you didn't
about?
get that?
Oh my god. So anyways,
No, I'm
just
cocksucker
like,
number 3.
but I don't know. Like, I felt like Doctor Strange was he's great as a supporting role.
Yep.
Like, I don't really think he's good on his own, which is why I think in the Multiverse of Madness they added like Wanda and some other characters, just so like it's not just him. I don't know. After seeing that teaser trailer for Doctor Strange, like I'm not that excited about Multiverse of Madness anymore.
What do you mean? What if Cthulhu's
Like
Doctor Strange is going to be in it?
I know from What If, yeah. I don't know.
We can talk about that another time. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad with that trailer too.
But like Doctor Strange in this, I felt like his role was actually pretty well handled. Like he's not in it he's pretty much just in it for the beginning, and then that's about it. Like it's the peak, like how the MCU should be, where like a superhero just drops in from another movie and then just bolts, pretty much.
Well,
Obviously he
he
shows
didn't
up at
just
the end.
bolt. Peter Parker fucking kicked his ass in the mirror dimension, dude.
That was great, where he's like, oh, fuck, I know geometry. I could fucking tie this bitch up. Like, that whole sequence was really good. That was some awesome, like, illusion CGI stuff going on there.
I was kind of mad with that scene, though. Like, how the fuck did he beat Doctor Strange? Like, I know with geometry, but it's just like, yo, this nigga went, like, 1-on-1 with Thanos, man. Like, how the fuck?
It's definitely a stretch, but, like, it's a Spider-Man movie, so...
Yeah, I know, but it's like this nigga went 1v1 with Thanos. Granted, he lost, but he went toe to toe. Like Spider-Man, he needed his fucking help. Like
this whole movie feels like a 5-issue arc, pretty much, because you got Spider-Man fighting Doctor Strange, you got different villains and stuff. This is like the most comic booky. Well, obviously Spider-Verse is the most comic booky one, but like live action wise, like most comic book storyline out of all of them, all of the live action, that is. And yeah, I thought I wasn't that bothered. A lot of the trailer stuff with Doctor Strange, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be annoying the entire time. But like actually during the movie, like I didn't mind him that much. They just chose the worst parts in the trailer. The Scooby-Doo this crap was Scooby-Doo this shit. That line was still kind of cheesy, but yeah, whatever. But I kind of like how like it's pretty much all Peter's fault that like this is happening, and then at the very end he finally takes responsibility. Like, all right, I shouldn't have. It's a monkey's paw thing. He's like, I got what I wanted, but like,
At what cost?
You know, at what cost, kind of thing. So yeah, any strong opinions of Doctor Strange, or was everyone just like, it's all right?
I mean, I had nothing like no problems with him. Yeah, I think he played his part well. Still think he shouldn't have fucking lost in that fucking mirror in his own fucking realm, man. That's like a fucking plus
but
10.
Can he beat Goku?
Yes,
exactly. Shut up.
Yeah.
No, Goku.
Wait, no, he can't. Yeah,
Goku would beat him. You don't want to know why? Because Goku would just DMCA the Marvel movie in like a second, and that's it.
Damn, you just made so many Marvel people mad, but that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I made all the people that hate Toei right now happy. So.
Oh fuck Toei! Oh fuck them. Anyways, but yeah, what about you, Peter? Doctor Strange? Do you have any? Do you hate him?
He's a guy.
No,
yeah,
he's a guy.
He was good.
He does.
He was good.
He's an overrated Harry Potter. That's all he is.
He's literally just like. I mean, I like the fact that in the scenes where all the characters that don't understand magic, like all the villains and stuff, they're like, magic the fuck? And then it's just like, magic's real here? And he's like, yeah, I practice it at my fucking clown shows I go to. I think that was a really good dialogue between Doc Ock and Doctor Strange. But like, he's not terrible. I think the better character would have been Wong. But then he's like, yo, just don't fuck anything up, Doctor Strange. Just don't fuck things up, bro.
Well, he probably just went over to help out with what's his name? Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
That's where he went in the portal.
Mm-hmm. I thought those two in the Doctor Strange little house were actually Shang-Chi and what the fuck is her name?
Oh,
Katie? Yeah, Katie.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be them, but no, it's just two randos.
Yeah, that would have been fun, just like a little wave. But
because they've been doing it all movies, so I was just like, it makes sense.
I really liked in this movie. I feel like it's because I had a little bit of, like the last movie was not great. The what's it called again? Far from home. Like him and MJ's chemistry was like.
Or
there,
gaslights.
But like then all of a sudden she's just like, oh, by the way, I knew all along, and it's just like there's no real build up to it or anything like that. But like I feel like MJ and Peter's relationship in this movie is the strongest out of the whole trilogy. Like at that ending scene, it's kind of heartbreaking where she's like, I don't want to forget. No. And great acting on both.
Zendaya.
Yeah, both Zendaya and Tom Holland.
In a movie for longer than 10 minutes, kick W.
Couldn't be Dune. But yeah, no, their chemistry was really, really great in this. And Ned's too. Like, Ned's been following Peter on this whole journey the entire time. The only thing with Ned that I don't know if I like or not, because it's given to him and then taken away, is that he is magical. I guess because of the rings or the little, you know what I'm talking about, the circle thing. I don't know why, because the Doctor Strange movie, like, it took like Stephen Strange like a lot of time to master that. Like, he had to train within the mountains or whatever to even like make a circle, and then Ned's just like, "But up," and it's just like it's kind of
throwaway line.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, he's
like, yo, my family's kind of magical.
Yeah.
So they just were like,
but I mean, that's such a nitpicky thing. But like, no, I don't know if they'll carry anything through that. Well, essentially now, because like his memory's wiped essentially. Of that adventure.
That's the thing though. Like, how wiped are we talking? Like,
from my understanding, I think it is that the Avengers and stuff, like, they still recognize that Spider-Man was there. They just don't know that about Peter Parker. Yeah. So like, Doctor Strange probably, I don't know how it's going to work, but maybe Doctor Strange remembers Spider-Man asking him to do something, but not necessarily that it was Peter Parker.
Asking him.
I don't know how that works logically, but like, so people still know Spider-Man exists. They just, like, no one knows who Peter Parker is.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, I kind of understand that like way of thinking. It's similar to in the comic series, The Amazing Spider-Man, the Nick Spencer run, because they do the same thing. In that series where people forgot, the first part of it where it was everyone who forgot like who Spider-Man really was, not who forgot Peter Parker was. And there's one part in The Amazing Spider-Man where Black Cat, she remembers having a relationship with Spider-Man, but she doesn't remember who it was, like, behind the mask, and it was like fucking with her mind in a sense. So I am curious to see if they, granted from what that ending was, with MJ, I'm curious to see if they might do the same thing with MJ later in the series. If she like remembers having like kissing Spider-Man or something like that, but not Peter. And
having Nickelback play in the background. In order, hero could save us. I wish they played that song at the end credits. I would have freaked out.
Look at this photograph, Mary Jane.
You know the song I'm talking about from the first Spider-Man movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, lovely. But yeah, so MJ and Peter's relationship I felt like was really great, and Ned's relationship. And we finally really get some character for Aunt May. Which, like, we get a little bit in Homecoming, and obviously
her character wasn't just hot MILF.
I mean, she was definitely that, for sure.
I mean, right now,
mommy.
Let me
tell you
right now, though, if she was such a hot MILF, man, Green Goblin definitely want to bang her with that glider.
In a way, he did. He definitely smashed.
Markeith, you're a funny guy. You're funny.
You ever think about doing stand-up?
Wait,
how
skits or something? You should do skits online.
We should make like a whole YouTube channel called Black Hudson Productions. And,
why Black Hudson? I'd prefer White Hudson, to be honest.
Well, that's because you're a racist scumbag, Peter. But we're just gonna ignore that for now. You Kyle Rittenhouse looking ass. Anyway,
okay, cutting that.
I just want to point out, though, in the movie, that when she got her shit rocked by that fucking glider, and she got back up, well, okay, granted, before I knew what was gonna happen after, I'm like so perplexed in the movie theater. I'm looking at my friend like, how the fuck is she standing right now?
Yeah, how is she alive? Because I thought like the knives went in her, like, because from what it looked like, but like it looked like he just kind of bumped her. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Complaining about a superhero movie. How'd she get up? Who gives a shit?
Because she's not fucking Spider-Man. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Who gives a shit?
Again, these are like the smallest things I need to nitpick, but like other than that, like the movie's great.
Nah,
so
it feels like fucking Daredevil. Like, okay, I would get it if, like, if it was Spider-Man, Captain America, but we're just talking about just a How about to say a woman? No, we're just talking about like just a regular character.
Yo, Markeith, you are funny, dude. You're funny and based, bro.
Dude, if we say cracker, we're gonna get banned on Twitch. Fuck.
Well, thank God we're on YouTube, so
yeah.
we can incite hate speech and still be allowed on the site, so don't worry about it.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you. But yeah, no, Aunt May was actually, and she actually delivers the line with great power comes great responsibility. I was never really sure. Is there an Uncle Ben in the picture in these movies or no? Because
only in Far From Home does Peter carry a bag that says Benjamin Parker. Or something like that.
Yeah.
But it
like,
just proves that this movie just proves that Uncle Ben had literally no impact on Peter's life.
Yeah, I guess not.
Wow, such a father figure.
But yeah, like that turn. So like everything before Aunt May's death, like he's pretty much just regular
Spider-Man
MCU Spider-Man, and then like once that happens, like Tom Holland just takes a dark turn, and I even like think it was gonna go this dark, but it surprisingly did. Like he's just like totally and utterly distraught, like, and like, you know, he doesn't even get to say goodbye to Happy. He just kind of glances at him while Happy, I think he tries to distract the guards. I don't even remember what happens, but the guards somehow get distracted by him, and Spider-Man just has to leave her body pretty much, and it's like, wow, this is like really actually sad. And like that whole scene, like I don't really gush about cinematography in these movies at all, because if there is any, like, you know, it's whatever, but like when he's looking up at that screen, like where it like zooms out and he's like in the middle of that giant screen when J. Jonah Jameson is roasting the shit out of him, like, Spider-Man killed this lady or whatever, like that's like generally like now he feels detached from everything that's happening to him. That's how I kind of saw it. And like throughout the movie until he meets the other Spider-Man, like he feels very detached. Like even when his friends go to comfort him and the other Spider-Man go to comfort him, he's like, fuck this, man. I'm done. Like this is all happening within a day, pretty much.
Yeah,
like all of this shit is happening to it. And that's such a Spider-Man thing, to have something, all this stuff, because Markeith can attest to it because he's read the comics too. Like, and Peter, I'm sure. Like, all this stuff, sometimes it's just within a week, but this is all within a day that this has all happened. So he's obviously overwhelmed. And you kind of are like, maybe these villains should die. I mean, if I was Peter Parker, I'd feel that way too.
See, look, I like it. I like that at that moment, because you say the other Spider-Men show up, and and he's just like, I think my favorite line was like, MCU Peter being like, you guys don't understand. And literally, like, you could just see Toby and Andrew look at each other, and they're like, boy.
Boy, if you don't.
Boy, you don't know how the half of it, dog.
Like, Toby's like, listen, I lost my grandpappy. I lost my professor.
Two of my mentors.
Two of my mentors.
My
friend
tried to kill me.
And then I saw him get killed by a fucking photographer.
Then I saw some 70s motherfucker kill him. I don't even, from that 70s show. And then
I got some sand on my fucking costume. Like,
yeah, I have sand in places I still haven't gotten out of, and I'm like 40 something now. But yeah, I just really like where Peter goes from there. That little, it's not too long of an arc. Well, it pretty much carries over until like Toby stops him from killing Green Goblin. But like, yeah, I really liked Tom Holland's arc in this, and I think he is honestly, like, right now, I do like Andrew Garfield, and I feel like he didn't get a good shake of it, but I feel like this is definitely the definitive live action Peter Parker. Like, he's now become what I've always wanted him to be, basically. So, I mean, I feel like I've been rambling a bunch. So
transition
go ahead.
To, like, just for all of us, like, thoughts on the two Spider-Men, the other Spider-Men show.
Yeah, let's finally get to it. Yeah,
Andrew was the best one for me.
He outshined Toby.
Yeah,
I was surprised by that.
He outshined both of them.
Nah, he was my favorite. The only
I
like
would
in terms
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
comedy.
shut up,
like,
Mark.
Sorry.
I almost said shut up, Markeith. Shut up, JJ.
Yeah, not comedy wise. Like I think the favorite thing is like when Tom is like mentioning the Avengers and Toby's like, "That's great."
Yeah.
What is that?
yeah, and then, yeah. Andrew.
I guess
You're a
I'm
band,
Spider-Man 3. And he's constantly the shitty one. It's just like, yeah, I fought an alien. He's like, I want to fight a fucking alien.
And then I loved it how they all like were like, wait, so that comes out of your actual body?
Yeah.
Where
How
else does
do
it
you
come out
fucking
of?
do-
Where else does it come out of?
I would have been so pissed if they didn't address that. I was like, because that's gross. That's really gross. And it's
No,
only
they were
in
like,
that movie.
that's cool. They were like, that's cool. That saves us time from fucking making web
Right?
fluid.
Yeah.
They were like, bro, that's sick.
And then Andrew's just like, so you never run out? And he's like, well, when I'm in an existential crisis, kind of.
Yeah.
Also, I've got a scene from 2 Spider-Man that I never thought I wanted, and that's like back problems, like Spider-Man talking about back problems. I never thought I wanted that scene, but now
You want me to crack
I love that. Yeah.
How about I suck your dick next?
That's actually, I think that's a direct callback to like during the filming of Spider-Man 2, Tobey had a bad back injury or whatever that like they almost like recasted him entirely, and like I don't know if that's a direct callback, but like
Honestly, it could have, because like a lot of the
yeah.
interactions are direct callbacks to
Mm-hmm.
the culture around the 2 Spider-Man movies.
Did you find it overwhelming? I didn't.
No,
I thought everything was great.
I mean,
Yeah.
on a second viewing, I might, but like on opening night hype, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to be fair, like in terms of like some of like the sprinkling of terms like how good the movie was like the fan service that I kind of did for it. You know, with like bringing back all of these villains, kind of giving them more redemption story, having a little more like Andrew's Peter like actually being in a good Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Like-
Amazing Spider-Man 2 has always been amazing.
No.
I will say there's some good parts in it, but overall
No,
it's
shut
terrible.
up, JJ. It's not a good
No,
movie.
there literally is. No, there is. The Gwen Stacy death and him talking to Electro, like when
Yeah,
they
dude,
first
my
meet,
favorite
like trying to
part was
calm him
when-
down.
My favorite part was when Peter Parker's web turned into a hand and still killed Gwen Stacy. That was my favorite part.
I thought that scene was done
Damn.
well, but all right.
I just like
Regardless,
shitting on you. I just like shitting on you.
fuck you. But like, I really like the banter between all 3 of them. It's done very well, and like each of them are calling back. Like Tobey and Andrew even get a moment. Like, is there a girl in your life right now? He's like, nah. Like there hasn't been a girl. I kind of went toward a dark path, you know, after Gwen's death, essentially. And like, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to see that now. But yeah, like I just Tobey though was a little underwhelming at first, because like Andrew's coming out with the costume and stuff, and he's like, "Hey
this
guys,
man's just
out here."
walking out like
And
a
then this
fucking-
man comes out like a like what did Andrew Garfield say? Like a youth pastor, just like, "Hey everybody, it's me."
Hey guys,
Like-
what's up? I'm Toby.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, "Hello." But I still kind of like how they sprinkled in like him and MJ aren't married. Toby, that is, like they're still going back and forth.
It's like,
I'm like,
been 20 fucking years.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
how
like-
the fuck are you still
but
going at
that's-
it?
that's
Does that
Spider-Man.
mean- does that
That's
mean
literally
that's the
Spider-Man
same
for you.
Spider-Man. So does that mean Toby is the same Spider-Man
Well,
as Spider-Man
that's-
from Spider-Verse?
I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume, but like that was one thing I wish it kind of like addressed more, like him being a like I know they did it with the back problem thing, but like at the same time, it would have been nice to have it a little more fleshed out with the whole I'm an older Spider-Man. I should have like a lot more wisdom, like than you two
Yeah.
type of ordeal.
And I kind of like how each Spider-Man brought their own to it. So like Tom, like when they're all fighting and they're all fucking up or whatever, and then Tom's just like, listen, I don't want to brag or anything, but I've actually been part of a team. They're called the Avengers or whatever. And they're like, what is that, a band? And he's like, no. But like, I've been a part of like a superhero team or whatever. So like, you know, let's actually strategize this shit. And then that one scene where they're all running together and swinging together and do the superhero pose. I am in ecstasy. I'm just in euphoria right now. This is amazing.
Came.
I did.
Came.
I didn't cry, but I teared up a little bit. I was like, this is incredible.
Nah. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. That scene when Andrew saved MJ and you
only
just
time I
the
cried.
pain,
Only fucking time I cried.
that like nah.
I
take my
definitely teared
glasses
up.
off.
Yeah.
Like I had to,
because
like,
it could have been done very corny, where it's like it's the exact same shot, but this time he saves him with the web. Instead, he grabs onto her, lands, and like the acting on Andrew, he's just like he's like, there's too much stuff going on, but I'm still having like this crazy emotion right now going through me, and it's just it was just done
almost
so
like
well.
Andrew Garfield is an Academy Tony.
He's such a good actor.
Have to
wait, he won an Oscar?
No, he's an Academy Award
Nominated.
but he's won.
Oh, okay.
But he's won I think a couple of Tonys, and he's won a bunch of British awards.
I don't know. I think Tick Tick Boom he'll probably get nominated for that or something like that.
I hope he wins. I mean, maybe there's a. I don't know.
There's a.
I haven't
at
seen
least a nomination, at least a nod.
Well, who
He'll
knows?
definitely
Who
get a
knows?
nom. He'll definitely.
He
get
might
a nom.
lose to Tom Holland
In Uncharted.
Yeah, I was about to say
Dude,
what.
I was gonna say this movie. I wouldn't be surprised.
Marvel movies will never get nominations outside of like special effects, bro. Don't.
Yeah.
Even.
Hey. You never know how many threats Disney are going to send to the Academy.
Wasn't
It's a
Black,
bunch of
wait,
old-
wait, wasn't Black Panther a movie of the year nom?
Yeah.
It was.
Okay, so I'm wrong. Fuck me, I'm a liar.
Yeah, so
But
that's
that's
what
just
you're gonna
woke culture.
Yo, you're gonna see Zendaya with like she's gonna be in Best Actress for 2 times.
Dude, she's gonna get
with,
Best
like-
Actress for Dune, dude.
she's gonna get a tied
Best
She's
supporting role.
She's gonna get she's gonna get Best Supporting Role for Mary Jane, or MJ, and then she's gonna get Best Actor for Dune for 10 minutes.
I would be actually really happy about that for some reason.
And then Charlie Cox is gonna win Best
Just for the
Supporting
memes.
Actor for No Way Home.
For No Way
And then
Home.
Don Cheadle for some reason for Spider-Man. Maybe he was in the background. I don't know. I
Don
didn't see
Cheadle
him.
just shows up. Got a British accent.
Hawkeye is going to win for Best Short Film or something because if
Yes.
you put all 6 of them together, it's divided
Yeah.
by 6. It's like 30 minutes. It's kind of...
No, but besides that, any other Spider-Man moments that you were... Oh, I almost forgot. So when Peter Parker is finally... Sorry, I keep saying Peter Parker. When I have to establish... MCU Peter is beating the ever-loving shit out of Green Goblin. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he actually... This is when the movie, I was like, wow, this is actually a really dark movie. When he grabs the glider, he's about to fucking impale Green Goblin. And then Toby... Like, they could have had a dialogue back and forth, but it was just as simple. He grabs it, and he's like, nah. And then, like slowly, like, Tom Holland's just like, oh, shit. Like, what was I just about to do kind of thing. Like, that was a great moment. That was a great Toby moment. I thought he was going to die when he got stabbed, but it was just a stab one, so.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man. Yeah, he's just walking
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he has regenerative powers. No, maybe not. I don't think so.
No,
Yeah,
my
he's just
man's
more
got
durable.
stabbed in the stomach, bro. He's not regenerating.
Well, he's got stabbed in the stomach a bunch of times in those
Yeah.
fucking movies. So, I think he even says, does he even say like?
Yes, he's like, I've been
a
stabbed
bunch."
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before.
I think by that same glider, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know if he was stabbed. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, overall, just fucking all the reveals,
Now-
everything was great.
Yeah. I agree. It was a Member Berries movie 100%. It was definitely a look at this shiny thing kind of movie, but that's what we wanted out of this movie, and we got it.
Yeah, but I still even think
Above
with
everything,
that, it still is a solid movie. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
you know,
saying. Yeah, it's good.
like, because I was just going into this like, I'm not even gonna like see this as a movie. I'm just gonna see this as a fan-filled
Yeah.
thing
This
or
is
whatever.
a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, exactly. But like surprisingly, no, it was really good. And the happy moment when, of course, they're at a graveyard, because every single one of these fucking movies has a graveyard in it. I swear to God, I don't think there's one where there isn't like a graveyard or a fucking funeral in them in every Spider-Man movie. But like, Tom's just standing there, and then like Happy's like kind of vague at first. I'm like, wait, does he fucking remember? But that's like impossible. And then he's like, yeah, I knew Spider-Man, and like, but he doesn't know Peter. I was like, oh, that's gut wrenching. Oh, ow.
Yeah. When he was like, how'd you know her? I'm like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah. Yep.
Heart hurts.
Yeah, so to close off, we want to talk about where this is all going to go.
Well, let's talk about that kind of lackluster Venom cameo.
Oh, God.
He's there, and I'm like, oh, shit, they're actually going to do it. And then
Venom?
he disappears.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
no, that was
like,
great. I thought that was great. That was perfect.
but he's not
Perfect.
going to be in that universe now.
Who gives a shit?
Well, at least now with that, now they kind of have like an entryway to like their Venom.
For the symbiote, yeah. But
Yeah.
like, part of me was like, I didn't want to see it in this movie, but I was like, because they set it up kind of. I didn't see
that was just such a cheap
movie.
ass. Yeah, I know that was a cheap.
Because
ass
you get
post-credit
excited.
scene.
You're like, oh shit, like this is about to go down. They're finally gonna like converge, and we're no longer gonna have this confusing. Well, this is the Sony universe, and this is the MCU universe. But like now we still have that, so yay.
But I think to be fair, in terms of like this Sony's Venom, it kind of sounds like something they would do, where it's like, oh yeah, no, we're not gonna fight this Peter Parker. We're just gonna do our own thing. We're gonna take ecstasy and go to a fucking rave. We're gonna back out and just like jokes and
I don't think they're going to immediately follow up with this symbiote. I think that's just like it's there.
Symbiotes.
If we want it, we can have it. At least like I would like it if the Black Suit was like built up over the next 3 films, because I think there's a new trilogy coming out.
Yeah, there's a new trilogy.
But like I would like it if it just like
don't know
slowly
jack
builds
shit.
up kind of thing.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
Confirmed, They confirmed for like another 3 movies.
Yeah, just not like in the phases or whatever. Just like that there is going to be more Spider-Man basically in the MCU. But I'm actually interested because a lot of people are having positive reactions to Andrew Garfield. So like, I don't know. Maybe Venom and Andrew Garfield will meet up. That'd be kind of cool. But that's getting into fan theory stuff.
We can't talk about this, but why don't we talk about the future of Spider-Man? What
Yeah, we might as well, because the Doctor Strange teaser, very underwhelming.
Who gives a shit? It was okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was so fucking mad with that teaser because at least in my thing, I really wanted to see Wanda as. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do with the trailer based on what that trailer, but. With Wanda, I really want to see her as the villain in this. I really want to see her as like the House of M type style fucking villain.
They said this movie was going to be spooky. I saw no spooks. There was no spooks whatsoever.
They got rid of the director that was supposed to be. Wasn't it like Thomas Edgar or something like that?
Yeah, but they got Sam Raimi, and Sam Raimi directed Evil Dead. That's like the most classic horror film.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, like he came on the project like halfway when it was already being completed. They rewrote it, I know, but that's a lot of.
I want my
time,
spooky.
It's not gonna be a good movie.
I want my spooky Marvel movie, and I'm not talking about Morbius. That does not count.
What are you talking about? That's looks scary.
It looks so scary.
Look at Jared Leto with his contacts.
Yeah.
Anyways, the future. What are we thinking? Are we thinking possibly Andrew Garfield could show up in a Venom movie?
You know, Spider-Verse 2.
I think at least Toby's done. Like we're never gonna see 4. I think it's done. It's dead.
Now, I would honestly like to see. Well, because I don't know if they're really gonna do like more. Well, movies wise, like in terms of the other Spider-Men. So I would just kind of like to see like a short film, kind of like I know it's never gonna happen, but like a short film where it's kind of like okay, it's kind of like an epilogue towards like Andrew and Toby when they go back and like just kind of like see where their lives are now in that state. Like, is it?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, what's it called? If like how Andrew's still dealing with like the loss of Gwen, and like is he like doing other stuff? Toby still fucking around with Mary Jane for 20 fucking years and they're not married yet. I don't know how the fuck that is.
That's Spider-Man for you. That's just Spider-Man for you.
Like,
That's the comics.
How you not even fuck? But this is like he's fucking 40 now.
I know.
Like,
yeah. It's a little sad at this point, Like I wish they would have just blanket stated, just like, yeah, we're married. I would have preferred that, honestly.
Like if he feels like in his like early 30s or something, okay, kind of pushing him I do, but like you're Spider-Man, I guess you got more responsibilities than the average human being. So it's like, but nah, you're fucking 40, man. How have you not found Miles yet? Like,
right? I really wanted this, like, this was what I was hoping for, that they were finally going to set up Miles, or at least allude to him at, like, the end credit or something like that. Because that would have been great. Just like, hey, Miles, and that's all you need to do. Like, I don't need to see the spider bite or nothing. Just know that Miles exists in this universe. Because we already know Donald Glover is Prowler. Because he's Miles' uncle.
You know what would have been good and kind of an homage to the PS4 type thing? If we kind of got like and if besides the Multiverse Madness trailer, we got a credit scene where it's like Peter is walking through and suddenly his neighbor is Donald Glover. And and then it was like, okay, that's alluding to like Miles or so.
When Peter in that scene when Peter's moving into his apartment, I thought like this would be a great time. He just bumps into this guy. He's like, "Hey, sorry, kid." Maybe he drops books. I don't know. I'm just making shit up on the fly. And like, hey, Peter, I'm just moving in. What's your name? Oh, it's Miles. Like, just a simple that it's that easy. Even if you don't want to do it, just like have it there. Like, do people want this? Do people not want this? Because we've seen with these companies, especially
screamed like a fucking girl if that's something like that.
With Sony, they are a very reactionary company. So they'll like, oh, people like this. We got to make a movie about this. We got to make a movie about this kind of thing. Which is why I'm leaning toward more the Andrew Garfield thing, that might actually be a possibility. Because all on the internet, all you fucking hear is like, oh my god, Andrew Garfield was so fucking good in that movie. And like Sony's like, maybe we can make more money.
I'm thinking if they're going to bring Andrew back, they do a Roger Rabbit in Spider-Verse.
Yeah, like a voice cameo, you mean?
No, like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That would be lame. I would hate that. Like, you mean like live action Andrew Garfield and then animated Miles Morales right next to him?
Yes.
No, that sucks. I hate that. that would just look corny. I don't know.
I don't know. It's corny people clapping in a theater. Got him.
What?
What?
Nah, I'm a piece of shit.
What was your point?
I do. I think that would be cool. I don't know if it's corny.
Nah, I'm just visualizing now, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. But regardless, I think for the trilogy, I think now that MJ's out of the picture, I think now if you were to ever put this character in a Spider-Man film, because now Peter's pretty much just focused on being Spider-Man at this point, like because no one knows. What was that?
Oh
yeah,
getting his GED. Yeah, he is.
By the way, since Peter Parker doesn't exist and everyone's forgotten about him, how do they have records about him?
Yes, I've been thinking about this too. I don't care. I don't care enough to think deeply about it.
Yeah. Like I got like a whole different identity, like found another birth certificate or something. So.
But
he changes his name to Miles Morales. I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
Sorry,
and he gets a tan.
He goes to Hawaii, gets a tan.
That's even worse than your Spider-Verse idea.
Or he. No, never mind. I was gonna say he takes the identity of Ben Parker. I was like,
no. I would love to see a Scarlet Spider. That'd be cool. But like,
Cat.
where I'm going with this, and Team 4-Star was actually they did a podcast about it, and they put this idea, which I kind of like. It's like, now that MJ's out of it, the character that would fit most perfectly for a love interest right now, since Peter Parker is now pretty much just like out of the picture, I feel like now he's going to focus more on being Spider-Man, and who really loves Spider-Man but not Peter Parker so much is Black Cat. Like, Black Cat would be the perfect evolution of that, and maybe he can like see MJ walking with another guy across the street, but like, you know, he's like, I still can't do anything about it. And then here's this Black Cat, and she's just like, hey, how's it going? Kind of thing. And just like not make her a villain, but just like kind of introduce her. Because that's like the perfect way to introduce Black Cat right now. Because I don't really want to see another Gwen Stacy, you know, like, because now we're just all like, we know what's going to happen. Whoop-de-doo kind of thing. So I feel like
it's
the next
completely
evolution
different
would be
now,
good.
This universe, it just doesn't follow anything that the comics do.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
so you can't really predict that Gwen Stacy will die again.
But that, I mean, unfortunately, that's all that she's known for, you know? And like, the comic book purists are like, so when? And it's just like, you're just going to piss a lot of people off. Unless if they turn her to like Spider-Gwen or something, then that'd be kind of cool. But I think, like, Black Cat is a great character. Like, in the Nick Spencer run, she's actually a fleshed out and really well-defined character. If we get Nick Spencer Black Cat in this, that would be awesome.
That would be good.
But what I really want within this new trilogy, if in fact it is happening, which I'm pretty sure it is, I want the introduction of Miles. He doesn't have to come in the first movie, but he at least has to be set up. And then in the second movie, you know, he could kind of finally be that Spider-Man. Basically how the video games are set up now. He can be Spider-Man, and Peter is now teaching him. Because Peter's a man at this point. He's no longer the high schooler or whatever. He's like, a Spider-Man. He's a grown-ass adult.
High school, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, him training Miles can kind of be his coping mechanism. Because he's, like, alone now. I don't know where the black suit fits into all this, but I want Miles in it. We've had 3 live-action Peter Parkers. That story has been done. Let's do a modern-day renderation of Spider-Man, and that's Miles. And people love Miles across the board. Right, left, you know, the people are like, comic books are so woke now. Even they fucking love Miles, okay? So, like, just get him in there. I don't understand. What is the hassle? Just get him the fuck in there, okay? And have a awesome Prowler. I don't even think... Maybe.
Because like Spider-Verse
if we
a
get
Miles Morales movie.
If we get Sony,
why would they give Sony? Why would Sony give Miles Morales to the MCU when he's doing so well in his animated movies?
If they give Miles Morales to Sony live action, that is, I'm just gonna have crippling depression.
Well, not live action. I think they're gonna stick with Miles as the animated, like their flagship animated series, their animated like franchise.
And that Miles is great, but like. And it's great that, you know, it's a representation of stuff, but how great or better would it be if there was an actual live action version of him? You know what I mean? Like, that's... I know
what you're saying, but, like, I don't think
because it's a main title. It's not, he's Spider-Boy. Like, this is the new Spider-Man. You know? And Tom Holland could still exist, but, like, I would just really like a setup to Miles. I'm really pushing hard on it because I love Miles as a character.
Yeah, he's a good character.
And like what he represents to, like, you know, he is a modern, like, Spider-Man was made in the 60s as a white dude, so like that's what, you know, that's what it was in New York City. But now New York City is such a melting pot of different cultures, and that, like, Miles is that modern day representation that the 60s was. So I don't know, like, that's what I'm hoping for. I don't really have a detailed...
Trying to get an invitation to the cookout?
No, I legitimately love Miles Morales. I like.
You trying to get an invitation to the cookout?
Because I've always said, and Peter and Markeith have probably... I'm just going to comb right through it. Peter and Markeith have heard me say this a million times, but, like, you can have now Peter Parker be adult Peter Parker, do adult issues, and now you can have Miles deal with the teenage problems. That's what Miles is there for. Take advantage of him. The comics don't even do that half the time. He can be your new Peter Parker, as in, like, telling teenage stories, and Peter Parker can now have adult stories and stuff like that. I like 30-year-old Peter Parker. That's cool to me. I want to see that. I've seen teenage Peter Parker done to death. Let's get over this fucking hurdle. But that's my spiel.
I see where you're coming from. I don't think they're gonna do it. They're just getting started. They're really, honestly, now just getting started with this Tom Holland version of Peter Parker, especially since he's now pseudo rebooted. They could do anything. Sony could take back Spider-Man and just make them just focus on standalone titles and not really be a part of the MCU. I doubt that, but it could happen. It kind of sets it up where if nobody in the MCU remembers Peter Parker, then why the fuck do they care about Spider-Man? But I don't know. Like I said, Miles Morales is Sony's flagship Spider-Man now. Like, it would be stupid to give them... It would be stupid from a business perspective to give up Miles Morales and the Spider-Verse to the MCU and Disney, since it did so well, and it's going to do even better. I guarantee it's going to do even better with part 1 and 2 of the new Spider-Verse movies.
I don't know if it'll do better, because this one was hyped to shit. Like, I don't think it'll do the numbers.
I'm gonna promise you now, we will do better. I promise you, bro. I promise you it'll do better.
We will see. I mean, this movie
think you
on opening,
how underrated Spider-Verse genuinely was until people saw the movie. It took a while for it to blow up. It wasn't until like maybe 2 or 3 months after it came out that people were like, "Oh shit, this movie's good." Because even like the second or third, because I saw the movie first in theaters for free when I worked at the movie theater, then I saw it again with some friends, and the theater was empty. Like, you got to understand, like, nobody really cared. It took a while for people to understand that this movie's good.
But it doesn't have that nostalgic value that this movie clearly has, and like, you know, I don't know, but like, do you want to see anything in the future besides like if you had the ultimate fantasy, like, what would you want to see basically in this new trilogy?
I would like to see a team up with Daredevil.
I prefer that.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
because the fact, like, you can't just have Charlie or Daredevil introduced in this Spider-Man movie. Just alone in, like, okay, he has his own thing in the MCU and just call it a day. No, these motherfuckers are both in New York City. You have to, like, there has to at least be some, like, if not like a team up in the whole movie, like a time where like Daredevil just shows up. Like, out of the blue. Like, I want those fucking surprise encounters. Like, they're in the same fucking space. How many fucking superheroes are in goddamn New York City, but there's never a surprise, but there's never a surprise encounter, okay? That's like so, like, how many times? I think we only...
It makes sense comic-wise. Like, how many of these standalone comics don't involve other superheroes?
That's just what I was about to say. Like, Daredevil and Spider-Man have a rich history of teaming up or just bumping into each other. Like, it's pretty much, in my eyes, all but confirmed that at least in one of these movies, Daredevil is going to show up in Spider-Man, because like they're two characters that are just entwined with each other.
Yeah.
I would love to see
Moon Knight.
Moonlight, I feel like this is like Marvel's stepping stone, because Moon Knight has to be violent, and it has to be because it's fucking like Markeith has read the comics. It's fucking crazy. He's like one of the best characters in Marvel, like super underrated. But like, I think this is the stepping stone for Marvel. Like, can we get away with really violent content? If we can, then possibly Punisher and Daredevil.
No.
But like,
never happened.
I don't really think Punisher now with everything that's going on, but I think this is the stepping stone, because Moon Knight is inherently a very violent character. He suffers from identity disorder, and one is just a normal dude, and one is a super hyper violent vigilante. Like, like, he wears white so the bad guys see him coming, and like he wears white so like they see the blood on him, and like that's like to scare off other criminals. Like, he is an insane maniac. If they fuck this up, then like forget about any rated M or any mature whatsoever Marvel film or TV show, whatever. I think Matt might show up in She-Hulk, because She-Hulk is a lawyer and Matt is a lawyer, so that would be a pretty solid crossover there. Even if it's not Daredevil, just Matt Murdock. That'd be cool to see.
So
Yeah.
Markeith, you were gonna say something though.
Yeah, no, like especially and how you saying like these New York superheroes like really intertwined. I would really like to see as like a I don't know if how they're gonna do it, but I don't know what's gonna happen in the season finale of Hawkeye. But depending on how it goes, I would like to see like that transition into like what's it called, him as a villain for Spider-Man, or at least like not as like obviously you see him as a villain, but not like the main villain or so. Like he'll just like make appearances there and there. Like he's just that good.
You mean Kingpin?
Yeah, Kingpin.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you were talking about Daredevil for a minute. I was like, no, Kingpin. Yeah, because Kingpin is also a Spider-Man villain.
So like the fact that both of them like were to team up against against Kingpin, like that's be some shit I would see. And like hell, they got dark with this one. Why not go fucking darker, man? Like Netflix Spider-Man. That I want to see that.
My dream is, and I know it's not gonna happen because again political climate, but I am a huge Punisher fan. It's like a Punisher series where like Spider-Man just jumps in and he's just like, Frank. Because again, they have a rich history. Frank, why? Well, stop killing people! God damn it! And like, I just want naive, like Tom Holland innocence versus like John Berthol's portrayal of a brutal Punisher. Like that would just be amazing. But again, because of the political climate, I don't think it's gonna happen for a very long time. But I want to see it so bad.
Oi, Mr. Punisher, can you stop killing all these people?
Stop doing your British accent, please.
Mr. Punisher, Spider-Man, sir. Can you stop killing all these people?
Do you recommend Spider-Man No Way Home?
Absolutely not. It's fucking terrible.
Do you recommend people go see it now?
Yes. Obviously, yes.
I think you should watch it, but please wait until COVID is good. I would say wait until it comes out on Disney Plus.
I honestly think this could have been outdone Endgame if it weren't for all the COVID shit. Because, like, they were very close box office-wise. Because I think Endgame was 151 million, and this one was 121 million. Yeah. And that's during a pandemic. Like, bruh, like, that was
And now COVID cases are ramping up in the United States. Thank you, Spider-Man.
Get your boosters. You know I did.
No, I recommend it. Maybe not right now because of COVID, but if it's on Disney Plus, which it probably won't be for like 6 months.
No, it's not going to be.
Stupid.
You're really not like selling it that you shouldn't go see this movie now because you're just like, oh, it's definitely not going to be on Disney Plus, but definitely don't see it in theaters, but definitely go see it at some point. People are just like, so what do I do, Peter?
Guaranteed. So, like, I do recommend it. Try your best to watch it.
Don't torrent it.
All of our listeners now is like, oh, fucking Peter here is trying to be Dr. fucking Fauci telling me what to do.
Absolutely,
like,
bro. I mean, a bunch of people in my life are getting it. Like, no joke. I would recommend seeing it.
The school system. The school systems are completely. I'm afraid for my life. But
booster.
So, anyways, thank you guys so much. Obviously, we recommend this shit. It's great. I mean, do you even need a recommendation? If you know you wanted to see it, you probably just already saw it. You really don't need our recommendation.
You already saw it because we just spoiled the fuck out of it. So.
Yeah, literally. So yeah,
but if
it's
you're
great.
One of those guys.
I just realized that. Why the fuck are we telling them, yo, go watch it after?
Yeah, watch it again.
Maybe
watch it again, forehead.
Maybe people who watch spoiler reviews that haven't seen the movie just like the sound of our voice.
Yo, I actually do that. I actually straight up do that. I watch videos or podcasts of things I haven't seen yet.
That's how I got spoiled for Hawkeye, and I was just like, I guess I gotta go watch Hawkeye now.
That was with Final Fantasy VII for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Which, by the way, that port fucking sucks. All right, everybody, thank you all for watching.
And we're gonna die.
Podcast. We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die. Let's just end it there. We're all gonna die.
You're gonna kill me first because I'm black.